TZM TV. Continuing on with our 34th Let's Play, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney for the WiiWare service. If you guys saw yesterday's episode, we caught Dee Vasquez, her boys, I should say, almost took us down until Gumshoe came to the rescue and now she's at the precinct. And this is the final day in court, so I think this is going to be the epic finale of episode 3. So let's get started. I've got Turtlecraft25 with me today.
Hi.
And today is Wednesday, May 2nd, 2012, 4:40 p.m. And, so yep, we're gonna get started. Final day in the trial. You ready, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
We've been waiting for this all day. We've been at school, like, thinking about this all day, so hopefully we'll be able to beat this episode. Here we go.
Court is now in session for the trial, Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From the testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Very well.
Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today.
You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls Miss Dee Vasquez to the stand. Miss Dee Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. And there she is. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Dee Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she didn't. Make her pay.
Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Alright, let's do this. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 o'clock sharp. It ended at 4 o'clock. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you.
The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. Alright, we got the van added to our evidence.
I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it.
Alright, let's do this, Sam.
Kinda annoying that she called you Nick.
Yeah. A little bit. Let's keep pressing on her. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. Edgeworth. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 o'clock and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5 o'clock. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on, you had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk, it irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. Edgeworth just hit the desk. Oh boy. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else? One person's enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak.
Oh, Nick, find anything?
I kind of wish she'd said a little more.
It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere.
Alright, I think... Okay, let's look at our evidence really quickly.
So what is our evidence again?
Now, hold on a second. Yeah, because like he said, there's no way that she could have...
Hey, Zach, when I was watching your previous video...
What?
I remember when I was watching your previous video, when Phoenix was at Studio 2, her plate was, and it was T-bone steak, she would have left bones behind, right?
Oh! So that means I have to present the steak plate. But wait, which one do I... Yeah, it's gotta be this last one. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks. Alright, let's do this. Here we go, Sam. Objection! Ha! As I thought! You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not.
What's this now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this.
It's a plate?
This plate was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need to remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare! Nice work, Sam. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. Ugh.
I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai.
Order. Are you saying?
Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
Mr. Wright?
Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it. Yes? Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let's have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez.
Good luck, Nick.
Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon?
I think she's
I'm just gonna say it. I don't know.
Must work out a lot.
You don't know? What kind of a lawyer are you? Quiet, I'm speaking. You don't know? What kind of a lawyer? I don't know whether you could have fought with the samurai spear. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What?
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon.
Hey, Zach.
Should I just present?
What does... I've been meaning to ask that, actually. Never mind. Oh, you should present maybe the,
I was gonna present the 5-year-old photo.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because... I mean, because this was involved 5 years ago, so maybe she did kind of the same thing that happened last year.
Maybe, yeah, present the 5-year-old.
Alright, let's try it. Take that!
Wrong, Mr. Wright.
But I haven't said anything yet.
I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence.
I can sense it too in my fey blood.
Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing. Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. Okay, so maybe that wasn't it. Alright. Hold on a second.
Now I feel kind of
I
embarrassed.
can prove the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Oh, because it was broken! Take that!
But didn't the guard lady fix it?
I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
I can tell you. But I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the murder weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then.
I think now you should present the 5-year-old photo.
Yeah, I think this time that makes more sense. Take that! Look at this photo.
What is this?
Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs.
Order, order. If I cannot have order, this child will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios.
What does this have to do with the current case?
Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced in through the chest?
What? Are you saying?
Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again!
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago.
Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Haha, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I dispose of the body?
The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, and then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance?
Van.
Yeah, the van, because it was at the studio. It was at Studio 2, so. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
The van. Sam is a genius. Take that! Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it! Booyah! Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. What? Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. He has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steel samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue?
No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win?
Gave up rather easily.
So what happens next? Huh? Don't question me. Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer. Everyone's so quiet. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Let's have her testify again, maybe. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Come so far only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Mr. Vasquez.
Edgeworth is helping us!
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
I see, very well.
Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. What? You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yes, indeed. Fairly, I say. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body.
After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth?
Who knows? He probably realized she did it too.
But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that?
Edgeworth.
Well, this seems to be the term, right?
Yeah. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
Why didn't you bring the script and direction note?
Yeah, I know.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the cue you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Here we go. Let's finish. Let's end this. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 o'clock for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Let's press harder. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put a hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I have to say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy?
The witness will continue her testimony.
There are two, only Powers is absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember? What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm?
You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Let's press harder. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent, so we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence, dead silence. Silent.
Hey, Nick! Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
The security lady old bag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying, "Alright, let's try to find this." I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I went home. Okay. So let's go through this testimony. I immediately called the police and Powers showed up. The security lady old bag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Wait a minute. Wasn't he... Because we don't know where he was heading, I guess. But this is proof that he was kind of coming towards... Alright, let's try the photo. Objection! Oh, man, that didn't work. Oh, well.
Wait, what are you?
I presented the photo on the last one. Okay, never mind. Dang it. Try presenting it on this one. Objection! Oh god. Dang it! Crap! Alright, we just wasted 2 exclamation points. What do I do?
Wait, what are you trying to object right now?
Well... I was with Sal
right now.
Let's just keep pressing on her. Why not? Oh wait, we already saw this. We already went through this one. So I guess we just keep pressing on her, I guess. Old bag, the security lady? Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, he's still samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, all this after the fact. That photograph being the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out? Yes, it seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide with the police, well, and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot writing on it with all those bigwigs of meaning. I'm sure professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script and your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. I'll hold back, I think. I'm sure she's already anticipated anything I can throw at her. So you weren't questioned. That's correct. I find these things distasteful. Wait, why do I keep pressing that?
What are you stuck on?
Just a second. Thinking back to when we first began this trial, we were under the impression that there was no one in the trailer at all. I suppose. Why is that? Well, we were in a meeting the whole afternoon. What's the point of talking about that to the police? She's got to be the least guilty person I've ever met. Wait a second, I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Vasquez, please continue. What? Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. What is Edgeworth doing? Think, Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. That's true.
Order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court has no role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well, the witness will change her testimony without this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind.
Wait, who was injured in somebody's name?
What'd you say?
Sorry. So I was turning you on the speakerphone so I missed what you said. It said
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind.
But wasn't Will Howard injured?
Yeah, he's the one injured. And we gotta present the photo. Here we go. Objection! You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers! What? Booyah! I knew we had to present that at some point.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? You saw Hammer limping. You didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg, too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Oh, and when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order, order. I will have order.
Witness, can you refute this claim?
I definitely got to show you guys.
Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Ugh. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death, nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Of course I can prove it. I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. So what do I present?
Wait, what are you trying to present?
It said, I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder.
Motive to the murder. Oh, try presenting the 5-year-old photo again.
You want to try it? Alright. Why not? Take that! Oh god, it didn't work. Take that! There we go. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright?
Please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. She didn't have a motive. Right? She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push... Yeah. She just pushed him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that? What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking it was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years.
Oh, no, guys.
So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No. How could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel. Don't touch me. Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die. Please. So I guess that's what happened. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again.
Mr. Rushworth, where's Steve Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever.
Receive. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so as only natural is not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers,
not guilty! We have beaten episode 3 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney!
That is all. The court is adjourned.
Alright, let's finish this off. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? He wanted to blame you. Why did he want to blame him? Oh, yeah. Take that! It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Henry was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and is the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him at any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP.
Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume again. And... Huh? Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Ah! Nick Edgeworth.
Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you, I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right, I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all those years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright, is this guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals, right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Pink Princess.
Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right?
I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. Yep.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. The end! That is it for episode 3. Wow, that was a long episode, and I bet this fourth episode coming up is going to be even longer. A brand new episode has been added, and we're going to go from Turnabout Samurai to Turnabout Goodbyes. So that's all coming up on the next episode of Phoenix Wright. So tomorrow we will begin episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes, and I decided that I will do episode 5, Rise from the Ashes, after we do episode 4. So yeah, I don't know how long it'll take, but hopefully it'll go good. Thanks for watching episode 3 of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Stay tuned tomorrow as we begin episode 4, Turnabout Goodbyes. I'm the Zachman18.
I'm Joe, Zach25.
And I'll see you guys later.